1. This is 8 insane 200 IQ thumbnail ideas. I'm just going to drop them all on you right now. These are from my top clients and my clients that I've worked with over time. M&J TV's got 1.4 million subscribers. I helped him increase with this thumbnail strategy his average views per video from 30,000 to it's now getting 200, 700K, 400K, 500K. I'm going to cover him. Peter Holland's another one of my clients with 2 million subscribers, and his channel and his business is taking off. This massive business, one of the biggest Patreon accounts out there as well. I'm going to cover his thumbnail strategy. One of my content managers runs that. TGN, million subscribers. Darth Sizzle Offshore, 300,000 subscribers. And I want to cover a smaller channel who I love, one of my clients, Corrupt YT, who makes killer gaming thumbnails. And we're going to talk about everything that they're doing that you can use to your advantage. Are you ready? Let's go. So let's start with M&J TV. I want you guys to type in chat what you notice about these thumbnails that makes them unique versus other thumbnails on YouTube. We're going to just have a look-see. What are the attributes of these thumbnails that are different than other thumbnails on YouTube? I want you guys to take ideas from this. So go ahead and type them into chat right now. But one of the primary attributes that I've encouraged him and so many of my other clients to use is simplicity. So if you're going to write one thing down today about thumbnails, simplicity matters. And what do I mean by simplicity? You don't want to have a ton of super complicated elements in your thumbnails. You want people to be able to look at your thumbnails at a glance and tell what they're about. And one of the main things that you can do to do that is by having 3 or less elements in your thumbnails. And that's what M&J TV does. He generally has his face in his thumbnails and one element in addition to his face. At a maximum, he will have 2 additional elements in addition to his face. So take this thumbnail for example. Yellow, super high contrast background, a close-up of his face, and then he just has a character and an X. So the total number of elements here is 1, his face, 2, the character, 3, the X. Let's talk about what this equation is. You guys need to go dive deep down the rabbit hole with me on this one to really understand what's going on here in this thumbnail strategy and why this works. Okay? He is providing recognition value because he is a celebrity YouTuber. Check. That's why he puts his face in there. He's putting a character in here so that you understand what the context of the video. Check. And then he's putting the X there to describe what the concept of the video is. Let's repeat that. Recognition value, concept, concept. So at a glance, you know who this video is by, you know what it's about, and you know what the twist is without having a single word in the thumbnail right here. This is a thumbnail format that I want you guys to be inspired by and that I want you guys to consider. And this man makes multiple, many versions of his thumbnails that he sends to me on Discord where he tries these variations of these thumbnails, okay? As you can see here, recognition value, he's got the Pokemon there, and he has it in the wild. As you can see, that's the twist. Got it? Recognition value, concept, context, that it's in the wild with the grass there. Only 3 elements. I hope you guys can absorb this. I want you to take inspiration from this. You do not necessarily need words in your thumbnails in order to have your thumbnails be effective or to communicate the concept of your thumbnails. And as he transitioned to this simple thumbnail strategy right here, as I mentioned earlier, it increased his average views per video by 10x. 10x. Also, the titles, as you can see, are incredibly simple. Don't believe me? Here, let's just go back in time. Way back in time. We're going to go, I'm going to hit you with an Inception sound. And we're going to go way back in time to when I started working with this creator. And look at these thumbnails when we were getting started way back in the day, okay? What's the difference between this thumbnail, when he got started with me years ago, and the ones I just showed you? Type that into chat. Type that below, right? The difference is here is he doesn't have 3 elements. And you can't tell what's going on in the video at all, essentially by just glancing at the thumbnail. He's got 1 element, this dude, 2 elements, this dude, 3 elements, this thing, 4 elements, that thing, 5, 6, 7, I can't even read the text. There's like 6 or 7 elements and way too much going on. And as you can see in this thumbnail, before I started working with him, only 42,000 views. The content is great. but the thumbnail was too damn complicated. And as you can see, over time, these other thumbnails are too complicated during this era as well, and they don't communicate the concept. So this is one of your 8 insane 12 trillion IQ concepts, is the more you can simplify your thumbnails and go with a 3-element thumbnail with a face can be a great way to do it, or a famous character there, the higher your performance will be. I can tell you from experience this works. Now, how do you do this in a time-effective manner? This is going to be 27,000 IQ tip number 2 for the video, okay? You need to be able to cut out shots of your face or any character really, really fast. By the way, good to see all of you guys in chat here on Restream chat. I'm reading every single comment across every platform. Great to see you, Wa Fellows here, Flashpoint Gaming, Alice, all of you guys. Yes, you need to step up your thumbnail game, Mr. Chrome. That's exactly right. But the tool I want to talk about right now in this strategy to make these sorts of thumbnails, you need to save time. Because manually cutting out your face over and over and over again to do what one of my clients like M&J TV does with his thumbnails would be very time consuming. How do you make that faster? Here's how. Here's tip number 2. Go ahead and take pictures, and don't laugh. You can laugh, I don't care actually. But take pictures of yourself making every possible face ever. So what do I mean by that? Look at this library of pictures of me I took. Me smiling, me sad, me looking at a paper, me looking at a camera, me doing whatever. I've got a library of hundreds of photos like this that I've taken with myself on a simple background, as you can see. And I took this with a 4K camera just right here in my studio. And so all of these shots, I mean, look how many I've got just in this folder here. All of these shots can be cut out quickly using a tool that I'm about to tell you about to use in thumbnail. So I'm just going to download this one randomly, and I'm going to show you right now. So do you guys get the concept here? You want to take photos of yourself pointing, going, or doing smiling, or or and doing all the possible faces you could ever want in a YouTube thumbnail on a simple background. Got it? Take hundreds of photos, different shirts, different hats, different looks, sunglasses, smiling, teeth, no teeth, everything you could possibly imagine, okay? And once you build up this library of these pictures, then you can download them and you can take them to a free tool. There's a paid version, and they don't pay me to talk about this at all. I'm just telling you about this because it's great. It's called remove.bg. Remove.bg. And this is the best background removal algorithm I have ever seen. So let me just show you. So I just downloaded a random picture I just showed you guys. All right, here is the photo right here. Let me just show it in folder. And let me grab this one and drag and drop it right in here into remove.bg. Are you guys following along here? I'm showing you real tactical that you can use today. I'm not just telling you theory on what you can do for your thumbnails. I'm showing you. Do you see what just happened with remove.bg? It just perfectly, in an instant, on the internet, this is not software, this was on the internet, on the cloud, perfectly removed the background of that image. Just like that. Now you don't have to scrub the sides, you don't have to erase the sides of your picture or anything like that, and you can just click the download HD button here. You have to pay for the super high HD versions. It's cheap though for credits on here. And then boom, it perfectly removes your background. Let me just show you one more time. Let me choose another shot. How about this one? I'm just gonna download this one. Do you see how it just did it perfectly the first time? And if it doesn't do it perfectly the first time, you do have an eraser tool you can use. One more time. This is how you can put your face and a character's face on your thumbnails, okay? It's not just you. You can also do characters from video games, etc. And watch this. Watch what happens. Boomski. It just immediately removed the background on that image just like that. Perfect, actually. This one didn't have any flaws. In an instant. Okay, so there you go. You're welcome. I just saved all of you guys that were cutting out images manually with faces, with characters. You were spending hours on that per week on YouTube to make your thumbnails. You were spending hours. I just erased those hours of time that you were spending, and now you can do it instantly like that. Glad you tuned in, right? All right, let me tell you another thing you're going to be interested in because you just tuned in. Another free resource for you guys is I am giving away $1,100 in free gear and software for gaming creators. I just dropped the link in chat. It's also in the description below. This is round 2 of the Gaming Creator Bundle Sweepstakes. You don't have to pay any money. It's just free entry methods to get this mic, the mixer I'm using. Check it out. This mixer is like insane. It's free. By the way, Rode gave me this mixer right here that I'm using to do this show. This mixer is included in the package. It's the Rodecaster Pro. It's the best creator mixer I've ever used. I recommend it to all of my clients. And you get a Tubebuddy license, and you get a Restream license, all in this package, and you just enter for free. This is round 2. Okay, we're gonna have 4 rounds of this. So I want to thank Restream, I want to thank Tubebuddy, and I want to thank Rode for just giving us $1,000 in free stuff to give away with you. No strings attached. You literally just click free entry methods below to do it, like following on Twitter or Amazon and stuff. You don't have to pay any money, no marketing catch or any garbage. Awesome. All right, let's go play the ad, and then we're going to get into 6 more 10 trillion IQ thumbnail ideas. We're just getting started. Let's go.
This video is sponsored by Restream. Why live stream to one platform when you can simultaneously live stream to every platform to discover new audiences faster using Restream.io?
You were saying something about audio? I have no idea what was going on with audio. I don't know. But let's get into the next 2 trillion IQ ideas for thumbnails. And it is a channel that I advise and that I have suggested a content manager that I used to work with at TGN to go make thumbnails for this client, and the client is Peter Hollins. And so Peter Hollins is not only got one of the largest Patreon accounts in the entire world, he's also an entrepreneur and an investor, and he's a Billboard top-selling artist. And so his thumbnails cover a wide range of subjects and cover a wide range of topics, and he has to be able to grapple with that, where he has to mix it up with a bunch of different thumbnail formats at the same time. So how is he able to pull this off and to have a really successful strategy along the way? Here's how. I'm gonna reveal, Peter, I'm sorry, I'm gonna reveal some of your secrets right here on the air. I'm not gonna reveal all of them, all right? But some of his secrets are, he has his thumbnail creator, and you can be the thumbnail creator or you can hire someone, make multiple versions of each thumbnail. 3, 4, maybe even 5 or 6 mock-ups of concepts of thumbnails before he decides which one he wants to test. Okay? So that's how we can have this friendly Christmas one, this one with a grid with tons of different images in it, this one with 3 people and it says hallelujah at the top. As you can see, given the variety of content on his particular channel, he needs to have a wide variety of thumbnails in order to be successful. And so the thing you need to learn from people like Peter Hollins is that whatever your first thumbnail concept you come up with, it's probably not the best. Come up with 2 concepts. Come up with 3 concepts. Come up with many concepts for thumbnails and then run them by your friends. If you end up coming to one of my coaching sessions or you end up becoming one of my coaching clients, you can run it by the other creators that are on my Discord server, for example, to get feedback. Because your initial concept for your thumbnail is probably not the best concept you could come up with. And so the 20,000 IQ thing that you can learn from Peter Hollins with thumbnail concepts is that not only should you create multiple versions of thumbnails, but you should get feedback from others on those thumbnails, okay? And if you release the video and it does not perform well in the first 24 hours or even the first 12 hours, one thing you can do is use one of the alternate thumbnails that you've created and then swap that in and see if that boosts performance. Peter will nervously text me. Sorry, I'm revealing this publicly, Peter. But Peter will nervously text me or send me a message and be like, bro, this thumbnail, it's like 9 out of 10 right now. This video is so good. I spent so much resources making this great video. It's not performing. What do I do? And the answer I always give him is, if it is a way underperforming thumbnail, use his number 2 alternate thumbnail and just plug it in if the video is not performing well in the first 24 hours. And sometimes that will trigger the video performance just by swapping the thumbnail. It will trigger the video performance on his videos to go from his 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 performing video up to maybe 3 or 2, maybe even 1 out of 10 in terms of his best YouTube videos. Got it? That was yet another This is what the pros are doing, guys. These are guys with million-plus subscriber channels. I'm telling you what I'm doing with them and what they're doing on the back end. These are the strategies that are working, that are making these guys top creators. This is what gets them that gold YouTube button, is thinking science, thinking process, thinking I'm not just gonna make some random thumbnail, I'm gonna create an incredible process to create amazing thumbnails consistently. You got it? Really, really important, okay? Let's go ahead and talk. Oh yeah, by the way, and if you guys are looking to jump into my Discord server, one of the ways to do that is to do gaming creator group coaching with me and just do one of my free sessions with me, and then you'll just get an invite onto my Discord server for free. So if you guys are not already familiar with that, I just linked it in chat. It's my Gotmy page. I have completely free, no strings attached coaching sessions for gaming content creators or any content creator that you can register for right now. Just buy your tickets for free for the one on the 15th, the 22nd, and 29th. And by buy, I mean it's literally free. And so what you can do is you can come jump in these sessions, and if you join me in these sessions and we talk the latest strategies, we talk thumbnails, we talk platforms, etc. For example, here's the one, I'm gonna drop it in chat right now. Here's the April 15th one. I'll drop it in chat. Just register. They're fire sessions. Black Pharaoh is repping in chat. There you go. Black Pharaoh says the free sessions are awesome. Thanks for saying that, man. I appreciate it. And Black Pharaoh, let them know, are there any strings attached? Do I market anything? Do I sell anything in these sessions? I know it's hard to believe, but I literally do not. Yes, they are only on Thursdays, okay? But anyway, if you register for these sessions on Gotmy, you can then get access to my Discord server as well, because I can basically vet and see whether you're a sociopath or a good person. And if you're a good person, I'll let you into my Discord server to get feedback on thumbnails, okay? I wanted to give that to you as yet another free resource that I'm providing. So far, remove.bg, free resource for you, okay? The giveaway I'm doing, free resource for you. Jumping into these Gotmy creator sessions I was just telling you about, free resource for you. All of this stuff is free so far. None of it costs any money for you to use, okay? All of these are free ideas. Cool? Let's move on. So one of the projects that kind of, I came up essentially doing this project on YouTube starting 10 years ago, TGN. Currently at 1.3 million subscribers. The channel's kind of cooled off over time. But the guy that ran this channel with me for a long time, his name is Jonathan Moxness, okay? There you go. There's the comment from Black Pharaoh. No strings attached, and I was not paid for comments. All right, sweet. Thanks, man. And Wafellow says the free sessions are great. That's awesome. Thank you very much. Pitman's signing up right now for the Gotmy sessions. There you go. Sign up for all of them. Just get your tickets, because they all sell out. So they're all, because they're free, okay? But anyway, TGN is the channel I grew from 30,000 subscribers up to over 1 million, and then I handed over the keys to this gaming network to other people. And so let's talk about the thumbnail strategies that we used here. Here is yet another 27 trillion IQ thumbnail idea you may not have thought of. Are you ready? Let's go ahead and sort the channel by most popular videos, and I want to show you some of the thumbnails that worked extremely well for us that you guys can keep in mind. Notice all of these top videos on the channel. What is the common thing about these thumbnails that you're seeing? 9 million views, 5 million views, 2.9 million views. All three of these top videos, what is the principle here that's in place that I talked about earlier? Simplicity. These have one element. You could argue that our logo, this was 6 years ago, is the second element, but these thumbnails have one element in them. Simple thumbnails, you could argue that has two, maybe. Simple thumbnails perform the best on YouTube. But one thing that TGN did and does that was unique versus everyone else in the industry is custom artwork in the thumbnails. So we had a custom artist whose name is Nancy Teeple. She made custom versions of the characters in Overwatch, for example, that we used in our thumbnails. And so this made our thumbnails for Overwatch, just as an example, different than everyone else's thumbnails on all of YouTube for this game. And it allowed us to break through and get, I don't know, 100 million views off of Overwatch or more. There's Genji right there, a custom cartoon version of the characters. Check this out. Look at this. Oh, oops. You can't put your mouse over it. There you go. Here's a cartoon version, custom artwork. So how can you get custom artwork for your thumbnails. Wouldn't that be insanely expensive to get that? Now, we had a full-time employee that did it for us in this channel. As you could see, this 1 million view video, The History and Lore of Genji, we had her draw this from scratch, okay? So you can't maybe get that for cheap. But you can get custom cartoon versions of thumbnails by going to a website. You may have heard of it before, and it is called Fiverr, okay? And so on Fiverr, you can just hire anybody to do anything, okay? Another free resource. Fiverr doesn't pay me anything to say this. So I can do cartoon artwork. I'm just gonna randomly, I didn't check this to make sure that this would work ahead of time, okay? I'm just randomly typing in on Fiverr, cartoon artwork, as you can see up here. Not paid by Fiverr at all, okay? Then as you can see, there are currently, how many people doing? 174 people that specifically offer cartoon artwork. So you can go through and you can find somebody that's within your budget who can make you cartoon artwork for your thumbnails. Here's one that only costs $10 per. Here's one that costs $10 per, etc. You might be able to find one that's even cheaper than that if you want. Here's one that does $5 per artwork. And you can get original custom cartoon artwork versions of whatever you're doing. So if you're covering a game and the game has 10 characters, hire this person that does $5 cartoons to do 10 cartoon versions of the game you're covering. And then you have now original, one-of-a-kind versions of those characters that nobody else has. You got it? This will help you stand out and be unique. This is a technique I have literally used to grow a YouTube channel to over 1 million subscribers, as you saw here. Jonathan Moxness deserves most of the credit for this. And I want you guys to take note of this 20 trillion IQ idea. There's also another channel that I advise. His name is Dobbs. Dude, Dobbs is almost to 1 million subscribers. Congratulations, buddy, if you're watching. And in his thumbnails, in the past, he has mixed in custom artwork, custom pixel artwork that he has had commissioned into his thumbnail. So take a look at these beautiful pixel artwork that he has in his thumbnail. You want to stand out in a category that is extremely competitive? Get pixel artwork or cartoon artwork of the characters. I guarantee you almost no one else is doing that, and that will help you break through visually to get that higher click-through rate because everybody's using the same freaking artwork. Well, why not use different artwork that nobody else has, guaranteed by having an artist make it for you from scratch? Pretty sick, right? Yet another. These are ideas that nobody's talking about in thumbnail videos, okay? Awesome, Alice. I'm glad to hear it. Awesome. Great, you guys are signing up for the coaching. Will your gaming creator group coaching be available later as streaming? No. So you have to be there live for the group coaching if you want to be there for the group coaching. Sorry, that's just the way it is. There's no replays. Because in the group coaching, sometimes people share, this is a question from Touch Gameplay, sometimes people share personal items, or they tell us about their challenges with content creation, or I'm having a hard time being motivated or whatever. I do not want replays of people sharing their challenges, there may be personal items or whatever in group coaching, for that to be public. So that's only available for the people in the room. And then once the event's over, it's over. And that makes the group coaching truly valuable because people can be open and honest with each other and know that this isn't some social media post we're doing together. I'm literally just helping you for free with whatever's really on your mind. Cool? Awesome. But wait, as you guys could probably predict, there's more. We haven't even gotten halfway through the 20,000 IQ ideas on how you can improve your click-through rate. The next one I want to tell you about, I covered on my last episode a little bit, and I'm going to briefly cover it here. And this is yet another resource that you guys can use to increase your click-through rate, called the Click Magnet on Tubebuddy. So I'm going to briefly demo it for you right now, and you guys can check it out on your own. This is a feature that is available for paid Tubebuddy users. So in the description and in chat right now, I'm going to drop you my main Tubebuddy link, and I'm going to drop you guys a special link from my account manager that allows you to get Legend version of Tubebuddy for free for 30 days. It costs $50 a month. Get it for free in chat right now. Go sign up and try out features like Click Magnet. Why is Click Magnet good for thumbnails? This is the best thumbnail optimization tool, or most insightful thumbnail optimization tool I've ever seen on Tubebuddy. Guys, I'm a Tubebuddy affiliate. I'm not sponsored by them. I sure as hell would like to be. But anyway, if you guys click my link and you install, I get a kickback if you buy it later. Just being 100% honest with you, okay? I love Tubebuddy, and I've been using it for years. So let's just take a look at. I want to take a look at the element inspector. Already used up your 30-day free trial. I'm sorry, Wafello. I don't have any more for you. So if you want to know whether a face in your thumbnails versus not having a face in your thumbnail is going to work, this tool literally tells you. Like, you don't have to guess. And as you can see on my channel in particular, having a face has an 8% aggregated click-through rate, whereas ones that do not have faces have 4%. No, don't guess whether having a face in there is good. You can find out. For example, the tool tells you which emotions on your face and your thumbnails work the best. And as you can see on my channel, me being surprised has the best rate, 9%, me going, oh, YouTube face. But if I'm angry, it only has a 5%, me going, I'm disappointed in you for not doing something not very good. And if I'm happy, really bad click-through rate. Like, looking happy does not work in my content. So why guess which of these faces you've taken photos of? Remember the tip I told you earlier, take lots of pictures of lots of emotions, test them out on your channel, see which ones work. Why guess which emotion is going to work when you can literally look at the numbers and Tubebuddy will tell you? Also, another key question, and this is the last thing I'll say about Click Magnet, I don't want to talk your ear off about it. You can find out whether having text in your thumbnails, like this piece of meat thumbnail versus the one with text versus no text, what is going to get more clicks? Just look. The tool just tells you. Having text has a lower click-through rate than no text, but it's about the same on my channel. Take a look at yours. These could be way different. You could be assuming that having text in your thumbnails is best because you've seen other people do it. Well, guess what? Remember those examples I was showing you earlier of having a mix of text and no text? Look at M&J TV. He's got a mix of text and no text, okay? Because he looks at the numbers. Peter Hollins, he almost always has text because that improves his click-through rate because he's looking at the numbers. Dobbs, he has text and no text, but mostly text because he's looking at the numbers. You got it? You got to look at the data. You got to do these super high-level strategies, and you have to think like a 1 million subscriber YouTuber if you want to be a 1 million subscriber YouTuber. That's just it. That's it. That's how it works. And I'm sharing with you right now exactly how they think. Let's move on to another one of my clients, a non-gaming channel that you guys want to check out that almost never does text in their thumbnails. A creator is near and dear to my heart. One of my first consulting clients. I redid her branding and everything. It was great. Dar Sizzle Offshore. So she is the #1 female angler on the internet. She's doing great. Look at these. They are doing great. It's a 2-person operation. Look at these beautiful big natural thumbnails. No text, right? And look how simple they are. A picture of her with the fish and some water in the background. Picture of her, she's shooting a fish and some water in the background. Picture of her, she's catching a whatever and water in the background. And these thumbnails, as we went through the thumbnail process with Dar Sizzle Offshore, one of the 3 attributes I encouraged was having a really big fish in the thumbnail or having a mysterious fishing pole going out into the water to catch fish and having ridiculously blue water. What is the IQ to 27,000 IQ thing that we learned with Dar Sizzle Offshore that I want to share you? So the thing is this. What I did is I did competitor research in the fishing space. This is something that you guys need to do, okay? And they're in the fishing space. This is in your space, you do the same thing. Literally just Google the top keyword for your space, or YouTube search it rather, and then go look at the best practices of the top thumbnails in your space. And what was I seeing? I was seeing first-person view thumbnails. I was seeing, at the time, water covering up most of the thumbnail. And I was also seeing extreme high saturation colors when it came to the water. As you can see, this is super green. And I found other best practices when I was looking at competitors in the space for fishing that I then suggested that Darsizzle Offshore use on their channel. They implemented those changes, and then it changed their thumbnail strategy, simplified it, and now occasionally they have a huge banger on their channel. As you can see here, a 200,000 view banger, which is great. Simple thumbnails that just show what's important. Number 1, recognition value. Darsizzle is a celebrity. Number 2, the type of fish that they caught. And number 3, something that tells the story. Recognition value, concept, and context. Remember what I said? I said that earlier, didn't I? Recognition value, concept, and context. Oh yeah, it was this channel that gets hundreds of thousands of views per video. Recognition value, concept, and context. Those are the 3 things you need in your thumbnails to get big clicks, to do this full time, and Darsizzle Offshore is doing that. And the unique thing that I wanted to share here is looking at competitors and their best practices can help you simplify your thumbnails down to the best elements possible so that you can one-up the competition, especially in a really crowded space. Are you guys enjoying this? Is this helping? Oh, it looks like Nama Gaming. I know that's not how you pronounce your name. I'm not trying to make fun of you. You used my tips and have increased a good amount of views. Awesome. Niche gaming channel here. That's fantastic. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. I really appreciate you sharing that. It's great to see you in chat. I know your name's not Mena. But wait, there's even more 20 billion IQ suggestions on how you can grow. Really quick, I want to share with you, if you're a live streamer and you're trying to break through, you just mentioned a moment ago, you were struggling to break through as a content creator. I want to share, yeah, bet that's excited. I want to share with you guys what I'm doing right now, how I'm pulling up chat right now and looking at all of your chats. I am live streaming on multiple platforms at the same time. As you can see from this chat, I got Bet That on Twitter interacting with me. Good to see you, buddy. I got Pitman Gaming on YouTube. I got a bunch of you guys on all platforms, people on DLive, on Trovo, all platforms, Twitch, Facebook Gaming. I'm streaming to all of these platforms at the exact same time, thanks to Restream.io. They're the sponsor of this show. I use their product 6 times per week, and I suggest it to every single client. Those of you that are my clients will see it, can say it in chat. I recommend it to all y'all, because why live stream to one platform when you can grow on all of them, or at least see where the growth is on all of them? And so click my affiliate link from Restream, and I get credit if you download and use the program, and I use it myself, and I don't recommend anything I don't use myself every single time I go live, which is Restream. Thank you to Restream for sponsoring the show, and this is something that can drastically help all of you guys that are trying to grow on streams. And what I'd like to add is that the thumbnails you're creating, what you're learning in these thumbnails today, you can use those, of course, for your streams as well. Like the thumbnail I have on this stream, I've implemented on YouTube and Facebook Gaming simultaneously, okay? And so these thumbnails can be applied to multiple platforms at the same time if you use a tool like Restream to stream to multiple platforms. So you get double duty out of the thumbnails that you're creating. Cool? But wait, there's more. One of my other clients, Corrupt YT, and I want to share him with you right now, he makes gaming specific thumbnails. And he is in one of the most, he's not one of the biggest YouTubers, but he's in one of the most competitive spaces for content, for gaming content out there. And it is Clash of Clans. And so his thumbnails break some of the rules that I've been talking about in today's episode. And that's why I wanted to have this be the sort of last example I share with you, because I want to tell you that you can break some of the rules I've been talking about if you use the power of science. Now, first of all, his thumbnails, I mean, let me know what you guys think. I think his thumbnails are gorgeous. These are some of the best looking gaming thumbnails I have ever seen. Beautiful use of the action lines without disrupting the thumbnail. Great separation of color with the gold on the side and the character in the middle. The text just jumps out of the frame with that 3D look. He does a great job cramming a bunch of stuff in the thumbnails and somehow making it work. Do you offer coaching, or is there a way for you to get in contact with me? Absolutely. So I'll answer that question here really quick. So you can go to my website if you guys are interested in that. It's awalldigital.com. This is the website right here. I'll drop the link for you. I am booked for the next 2 weeks straight. So you'll need to book me more than 2 weeks out if you want me to coach you. But there's the link. So I coach, you go to awalldigital.com. You can just scroll down. You could just choose your date. Actually, I got one date next week, 12 o'clock. I only have one slot next week. But you can just book me. You go here, you select your time, you book me, you pay, you tell me what you want, and I'm on a one-on-one call coaching you. I coach people from million subscriber YouTube channels down to others. Back to Corrupt YT. Yeah, but I'm happy to help you out there, bro. But you need to book me now, otherwise the slots are running out, okay? So yeah, you're welcome. I do offer coaching. Yep, no problem. Okay, cool. So let's get back to the task at hand here. So Corrupt YT is able to cram a bunch of elements into his thumbnails, right? These thumbnails are kind of busy, right? You got the main subject here, you got another subject here, and you have the text, and you have lines. Jeez, Awall, doesn't this break a lot of the rules that you said earlier? So in this case, the reason why I want to share this with you is that sometimes it is okay to break the rules. But the only way you can do that is if every single thumbnail, and here's the best piece of advice I'm ever going to give you. If every single thumbnail you make, you improve the title just a little bit. Every single thumbnail you make, you improve the thumbnail just a little bit. One after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. And Corrupt YT has been doing this with me and my Discord community, and he has drastically improved his thumbnails over time to where he's getting like a 10 to 14% click-through rate on his thumbnails today versus what he used to get in the past. Let's go back in time, okay? This is the 27 trillion IQ strategy. Look at these old thumbnails he has. Are these as good as the ones that he's making right now? This was just a year ago. Look at these thumbnails. But one thumbnail after the other, he just improved just a little bit over time, to where he went from these subpar thumbnails and only getting 300 views per video, started working with me, started working with the Awall Digital community, and he was really committed to improving these thumbnails. And look what happened over time. Here's what started happening in the middle. He started simplifying the thumbnails after we connected. You notice how he started simplifying the thumbnails, improving one thumbnail after the other, until eventually, hundreds of thumbnails later, he is now getting thousands of views per video because the thumbnails were improved one after the other. I wanted to share this with you guys because this is how you actually improve. This is how you actually make it happen. Is every single thumbnail is an opportunity to learn and to improve. And that's how you can break through in an extremely competitive space. He released hundreds of videos that were only getting hundreds of views. Now he's getting thousands of views. Imagine if he keeps improving like this, where he'll be next. He'll be getting tens of thousands of views per video. And then the sky is the limit. That sort of grind, that sort of commitment to improving every single piece of content, one after the other, is the way to go, okay? And I just received a super chat from a random channel, and I don't know which KN Gamers you are, so let me try to find you here on YouTube. You are the head and the headphones one. Okay, let's go ahead and go for it. And they gave me a $2 super chat and are asking me for a quick review of their thumbnails. You guys want to do this with me? KN Gamers did it. Let's do it. All right, KN Gamers. $2 British pound says, let's review these thumbnails. So guys, what are you seeing about these thumbnails that you think could improve? Okay, Minecraft servers live, throwing each other, I don't even know what that is. Rocket League, this. Okay, what do you see with these thumbnails? What could be improved with these thumbnails? Okay, so the main thing that I'm seeing that's jumping out at me, and let me know what you think. You can't even see what the subject matter of this thumbnail is. You can't see what the subject matter of this thumbnail is. You can't even really see what the subject matter of almost any of these thumbnails are, except for this Minecraft one, because you've blurred out the background, and I can't even really see it. You need to have some sort of extremely recognizable character or face or something I understand on the thumbnail. Is it your face? Is it the character's face? What is it that I'm supposed to recognize and grab my attention? I mean, let's contrast these thumbnails that we see right here. I can't tell what these videos are even about because each element is too small as well. And you don't have anything that's hooking me and pulling my attention in. Let's contrast these thumbnails with M&J TV. His thumbnails have a giant face, one character, and one set of context. And everything's super big to where if you zoom out, you can still see what it's about right here when you zoom out. When I go look at your thumbnails, Can Gamers, I can't even tell what your thumbnails are about. And if I did zoom in, I still can barely tell because everything's so small. So you need to have one recognizable thing in your thumbnails, a giant face of a character or your face. You need to have one other thing that communicates what the context of the thumbnail is. And then you need to have one thing that communicates the concept of the video. Okay? And this text just overlaying on top of an image isn't getting the job done. Big faces, big characters. If you're going to do guess the block, for example, with this thumbnail, why aren't the blocks gigantic? They're super tiny. I can't even tell that these are blocks. Make everything 5 times bigger on your thumbnails and simplify away from thumbnails that have tons and tons of elements like this one down to having a minimum of 3 elements. That is going to be your best way to improve your click-through rate. And the other part, of course, is you're covering multiple games at the same time on one YouTube channel, and that never works. That's another thing I'd tell you. Cool? I hope that was helpful for you. But if you make those simple changes, one recognizable character super huge, one extra thing in the thumbnail that provides the concept of the video, and then another thing that provides the context of the video, the twist that's going on, like can't stand on a grass block, then you can succeed. Okay? Awesome. Gaming is asking me if I can look at his thumbnails. This is the last one I'm probably gonna do. Let's see. Man, I wasn't planning on doing any thumbnail reviews, but I'll look at yours real quick. All right, here we go. I love your avatar, by the way. But your thumbnails, this is a channel with about 400,000 views per month. No, I don't do shout-outs. Please don't ask for shout-outs. Thanks. But your thumbnails, I can immediately already see what some of the concerns I would have on these thumbnails would be. So number 1, you've got your brand name on the side of the thumbnails. Nobody cares about your brand name. So that I would take that out immediately. Nobody cares. That's just, nobody's going to see that name and go, man, I gotta click this thumbnail. Nobody. So I would take that out entirely, okay? The next thing, so that will open up a lot of room in your thumbnails for it to break through. Number 2, some of the game logos, like this game logo, is too small. So isn't it enough to have the game character in the thumbnail? Do you also have to have the logo? I feel like the logo is not necessarily adding much, okay? That's another thing. Another thing I'd like to add is people read left to right, and if you stack too much content on one side of your thumbnail, then people won't look at the content on the other side of the thumbnail. So for example, this one right here has a character on the left and in vivo below, but there's like no content on the right that matters. Like nobody cares about your name or this logo. So you've basically only used 50% of the real estate of this thumbnail to actually communicate what the video is about. The other half of the thumbnail is wasted. So generally speaking, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put the character or the main subject matter or thing you're focusing on the right, and then go ahead and put the context of whatever's happening on the left. Make sense? Okay. Another thing I would recommend here is, I mean, your titles are kind of crazy. They're kind of interesting. Like, look, he's got like circles in his titles, and that's kind of interesting. This thumbnail is closer to the format I would want to see from you. Character on the right, context on the left. And you know what? This video right here actually performed higher than your average video, or at least, yeah, higher than your average video or pretty above average. And I think it's because the thumbnail was clear. You can clearly see the character on one side, and then you can clearly see what the value of the video is on the other side, and it's not stacked. Like as you read left to right, because people read left to right, they go top left down to the corner, they can tell what this is. 5 mejores equipos, boom, about this character, done. If you remove the name on the side right there, that would also drastically increase your click-through rate, okay? I hope that was helpful for you, but that sort of simplification can make a huge impact on your thumbnails. The next thing I'd say is you have a character, like, I don't know if this is you or whatever, but that's too small. So I can't tell who that is. You need to zoom in. See how tiny their face is? You gotta zoom in, man, on people's face. You need to at least double the size of their face, if not times 5 the size of their face if you want people to see who it is. You can't have a dude here. All I can see is arms and white shirt. Okay, there's arms and white shirt guy. If I zoom out, I definitely can't tell who it is. So hyper zoom in. Super close-ups on the face if you're going to feature any real human beings, okay? Where at the very least, the sternum on their chest is at the bottom of the thumbnail. Make sense? And your recorded videos always do better than live streams. That makes sense. And so right now you're mixing live streams and recorded videos on your channel at the same time, and I would recommend breaking live streams off to a separate channel. Cool? Great. Oh my God, Alice in the West with a $3.99 super chat. Fine. I'll review your thumbnail. Thank you for your financial contribution. I feel like I don't want to let you down. Check mine too, she says. All right, fine. Thank you for coming to the stream. Alice in the West is the channel looking for me to review thumbnails. And let's take a look at these thumbnails and see what kind of feedback we can provide. So it's really clear to me what needs to be done with these thumbnails. Like your face is inside of a box right here. We just fill up this entire side with your face. We don't need your brand name. Same mistake the last guy made. We don't need your brand name on the thumbnail. Nobody cares about your brand name in the thumbnail. Once they click on your channel, maybe they'll check out your banner to see your brand. Maybe they'll see your brand in the videos, but you don't need to have the brand in the thumbnail. That's a waste. Also, you're repeating the same thumbnail format multiple times on your channel. You need to have a completely unique thumbnail every single time you make a thumbnail. It cannot be the same. So you need to spend time making the thumbnail before every stream and make it totally unique and different than anybody else's and than yours, okay? And I see that you were doing streams, maybe YouTube Shorts here with these. So if you're going to be doing these, you need to have more clear focus on what the content is about and what the unique value is of the content if you're going to be doing these shorts or these vertical style videos right here. So Katniss wonders, where's Papa? I can barely see the cat in the thumbnail. It's actually in like only 15% of the frame. So the thumbnail for this video should be like a full screen shot of the cat. I should see the cat's face. You should run it through a filter or an image processor so I can see the cat more clearly. Maybe use a tool like remove.bg like I was telling you earlier and remove the background around the cat. Then you can clearly see that this video is about a cat. But at a glance, I can't even tell that the video is about a cat. So you need to isolate the subject, okay? And so for these thumbnails, if you're gonna put yourself in the thumbnail and text, the text needs to look different every thumbnail and the image that you're using of yourself needs to be different every time. And just like I talked about earlier, take 1,000,000 photos of yourself, like I've done here, with making every emotion. Cut them all out on Remove BG and use a different shot of yourself in every thumbnail to add variety. And that will increase your click-through rate, and that will help you understand which emotions are going to get more clicks on your thumbnails versus using the same image over and over and over again. Does that make sense, Alice? Oh my God, there's another person that super chatted me $4 asking me for me to review their thumbnails. Holy moly. You guys are killing me. You're killing me, bro. You're killing me, bruh. All right, let's check out this other channel that wants me to review their thumbnails. I guess I can't say no. I don't know. All right, here we go. Another thumbnail review. I was not expecting this to be a thumbnail review episode. I was planning on ending a while ago, but I will review your thumbnails. Okay. I can't ignore the super chats. Like, people give me money. They're like, help. Like, they really need the help. You know what I mean? Oh, the question is, why should the thumbnails on the same channel be so different? What's the idea there? The idea is that each video concept should be so different that you should have a very different thumbnail for it. Like, you can't repeat the same thumbnail over and over and over again. They don't have to be completely different from each other, but they need to be a different image of you. They need to be different text, and you need to vary the colors so that they look significantly different. Otherwise, your subscribers will get fatigued from clicking on your thumbnails, okay? And your click-through rate will go down from your subscribers, which is significant, and you won't be experimenting with new formats to see what works. Using the same thumbnail format over and over and over and over again never works. You can, using the same format over and over again can work, but using literally the same design over and over again does not work. You stop getting people's attention. That's why the top YouTubers have drastically different thumbnails, maybe with one or two common elements, drastically different thumbnails that have totally different stuff in them over and over again, okay? So thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. I'll review your thumbnail. All right, here we go. You got me coffee. Thanks for the coffee. All right, so looking at these thumbnails, we're looking at some of the same issues that we saw before. So on this channel, it looks like we have a mix of videos, maybe, and live streams. And you're doing multi-part walkthroughs. So first of all, doing walkthroughs don't get views, so don't do that. If you want to do clips of you being shocked in these games, cool. If you want to do shorts of that, cool. If you want to do a separate live streaming channel where you live stream you playing horror games, cool. But doing like full-blown part 1, part 2, part 3 walkthroughs, that's over. That was over back in 2014. Stop doing that strategy, okay? The other part is, to that point, in this thumbnail, you have part 1 there. Don't put part 1 in your thumbnail. And certainly you wouldn't want to put part 2, part 3. I'm not saying that you do, but don't do that. So that lets you know that this piece of content is incomplete, is what that tells the audience. It tells them this video is not good enough to just stand on its own if you put part 1 in there. So they were like, why am I going to watch just part 1? I'm going to have to watch other parts? I'm out. So viewers want the complete experience in one video. They don't want a multiple part series. So you need to position, now you can do a multiple part series, just don't tell them it's a multiple part series in the thumbnail or the title. Okay? The video needs to look like a complete product on its own. Okay, another thing here is, and you started improving this a little bit here in these videos, but the faces in these thumbnails down here, too small. And also they're too dark. You need to brighten those up, increase the contrast, and increase the saturation. Too small and too dark. You started improving it here in these more recent thumbnails, which is good. Like this one. This one's good. This is a near perfect horror thumbnail. And I've advised other horror creators to make thumbnails like this, where you basically have a high quality shot of you looking horrified, and then you show the most horrifying thing possible in the thumbnail. This is good. So if horror games are your thing, you need to make your channel only about horror games. That's the other thing I would tell you. You're doing Call of Duty montage, or Call of Duty Cold War montage on here, next to a horror game, next to too many topics on one channel. So you need to pick one topic, and if horror games are your topic, only do horror games on this channel, because you're killing your channel by doing multiple games at the same time, okay? And also in this one, you almost had a good thumbnail here, but you put part 5 in the thumbnail. Part 5, people don't want to watch part 5. You're saying, hold on, this video isn't even good enough to be on its own. This is like part 5? Who's going to click on a part 5? They missed the other 4 parts. You're basically telling them, don't watch this video. You're saying, don't watch this video because there are 4 other videos you have to watch first. Why would you ever put something in your thumbnail that tells people, don't watch this video? Do you guys understand what I'm saying there? Putting part whatever says, don't watch this video, watch the other ones first. So the first thing you're introducing is telling people not to watch your videos. Bad. Used to work, but bad now. I hope that was valuable to you, okay? Awesome. Guys, this was a really fun stream. I loved doing it. I love giving you feedback. I'm going to have to take care of my children here shortly, so we're going to call it there. Those are your 27 trillion thousand Brazilian IQ thumbnail tips. That was all tactical, all value. And guys, one more reminder. You can book me for free coaching right now. Free. coaching right now by going to Gotmy. So I will put the link one more time here. If you guys want to follow up on this conversation, clearly you guys want to follow up on this conversation. So go to Gotmy. It is free with no strings attached. Just come jump in these coaching sessions with me. I run them every Thursday. Register for all the events I'm doing. They are for $0. Come register, and we can talk more about thumbnails. We can talk more about your strategy. We can talk more about how you can improve as a gaming content creator. Have fun. Go back and watch this multiple times, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.